my goodness, Friday Live, and here I am. I know I'm super early, but I have a really busy day, and I have a lot of one-on-ones this afternoon, and I didn't want to forget about you guys. I wanted to make sure that you had my message first thing this morning, maybe just to start your day. Just got done with my workout, and the whole time I was doing it, I was thinking about a mindset, like thinking about what I was feeling, how I process my day-to-day life. I get a lot of questions of, how are you so happy? How did you change your life? How did you overcome those negative thoughts? And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today. It's just honestly that voice in your head, or the thoughts that you feel day to day as you go about your day. Because 9 times out of 10, what I have found is most people live in a negative mindset. And it's just the normal. It's just what we are so accustomed to. We're accustomed to complaining. We're accustomed to feeling like we don't have enough. We don't get enough. We don't receive enough. We aren't enough. We're accustomed to picking things wrong with ourselves. We're accustomed to judging other people. We're accustomed to talking bad about things. We're accustomed to, I can just keep going and going and going, but you get what I'm saying. We are so trained and accustomed to look at the negative in every situation. And I don't care if that means, if you look at the negative in getting up early, that means you look at the negative in your day-to-day job. Maybe that means you look at the negative in the people around you, your family, your siblings, your parents, your in-laws, your husband, whatever it may be. You look at the negative in what you've been given with life, and you sit there and you say, I deserve more. This isn't enough. This isn't good enough. This isn't whatever. This is bad because. And so every single day you wake up, from the minute you get out of bed to the minute you go to bed, comparing yourself, telling yourself you deserve more, or better, or different, telling yourself that you're not enough, telling yourself that this situation, this relationship, this thing is wrong, it's not right. Every single day, you say, I deserve, I blah, blah, blah. It's just ongoing, and it's never ending. And it's from the moment you wake up complaining, God, I gotta get out of bed. This is miserable. Why do I have to go to this job that I hate? Why are my kids already awake? Why do they need me? Why is my husband leaving his clothes all over the floor? I can keep going, and I can do this all day long if I wanted to. And the thing that I need to emphasize is so many times you choose to do that. You are choosing to wake up negative, and then every second of every day, you complain about something. You look at the negative in something. You instead hee-haw like freaking Eeyore through your day. All day long, every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And maybe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm so blessed. Maybe that's you. And if that's you, my message is for you today. Not because I know better, not because I'm perfect, or not because I'm all-knowing. That is not it. But because I was once in that situation too. And I have learned to overcome that. Is every single day rainbows and sunshines? No. There's days where I complain. There's days where I bitch. There's days where I'm like, gosh, why wasn't I born with a silver spoon? It's just natural. It's just real. It's just who we are. It's what we have grown up and been trained to do since I was little. 29 years of this negative mindset that I have to break, of this learned behavior that I have to break. But the good news is you can break it. The good news is that you can change that mindset into being better, into being the good, into being positive. But I will warn you, it's going to take work. And I will warn you, you have to get over your bullshit. And I will warn you that there's going to be people who are like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying, she's so happy. It's okay. You're not doing it for those people. You're doing it for you. But we went to a Tony Robbins thing in Chicago, and I had a life coach, Brad Bajak, he did a team call for us where we just talked about the mindset. And in both of those situations, they talked about seeing in a room. So if you look at the room right now and I ask you, okay, look at everything red. Right now, this is me telling you, look at everything red. Count all the things that are red. Red, what's red? Where's red? Do you see red? How many times do you see red? Where is red at in this room? Okay, now tell me right here, how many things are red? Okay, now my question for you is, how many things in your room are blue? And I want you to answer me right now. And the thing is, you don't know how many things are blue because you were too focused on the red things. You were too focused on what was red, and maybe you even changed the color of some things to be like, oh, that's red too. It's a little pink, but it's red enough. So what they told us in this is, that is literally a mindset thing. Because you were looking for all the red things, you didn't notice the blue things. And the same thing goes for the negative versus positive mindset. If you're looking for all the negative things day in, day out, all day long, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find the negative things versus the positive things, the blue things that you want to find in life. You want the good, but you're too busy looking at the red. And then another leader of mine who I highly look up to, Kim Carver, he did a training for us where he literally had to tell himself, like, okay, there's a line right here. Like, let's go outside, look at the sun. You see where it casts the shadow. And so many times in the shadow is the darkness. It's the bad. It's the negative. It's the all that stuff. But then if you look just outside the shadows, you see all the light stuff, the good, the positive, the happiness. And so many times people are too busy looking at the shadows of the situation to see the sunshine of it. So for example, I am not a hands-on mom. That could make me a bad mom. And I could look at it as like, I don't give my kids enough time. I let them watch too much TV. I make them go play by themselves. Like, I could sit there and beat myself up because, well, I'm not as good of a mom as her. And look what she does with her kids and all of these things. I can sit there and I can tell myself all these bad things about my parenting technique. Or I could look at the good in it. My kids love each other so much. They're best friends. They get along together. They play together. They have the biggest imagination. They know manners. They know like how to behave because I've taught them that way. They know all these things. Like, it's made them a different type of person. It's helped build their personality because of the type of mom I am. So again, I can look at the shadows of the situation, or I can look at the sunshine of the situation. And that's what I want to challenge you. Yes, I've said those things as examples, but now it's for the tangible things. What can you do? Because we're breaking, if you're my age, we're breaking 29 years of learned behavior. How does that happen? One, it does not happen overnight. You can't go from a negative person to a positive person just like that. I wish it was that easy. Yes, you can count it down, figure it out. There's techniques, but it's going to take practice. And it's going to take hard work. And it's going to take you addressing your shit. Because so many times, people who are negative don't even realize it. They'll sit there and complain. And when they're talking to their friends, all they do is complain about their friends, about their mother-in-law, about their husband, about their kids, about their day, about the whatever they want to complain about. And they're not realizing that complaining or the girl talk, the gossip, it's actually very toxic, and it actually very much gets everybody in this mindset of, oh, my life's harder, oh, my life's worse, oh, this is the bad things. And in every single situation, it's like, I'm only looking at the bad, I'm only looking at the bad. Like, let's look at in-laws, for example. I love my in-laws. I love my in-laws. Do they have flaws? Of course, but guess what? So do I. Does my husband have flaws? Of course, but so do I. Is my day-to-day job, is it hard sometimes? Absolutely it is. But look, in every single situation, I could look at the bad things or the things that I don't like in every aspect of that, or I can look at the good things. My mother-in-law is the most loving person. Like, she loves my kids. She loves me. She goes above and beyond for every single person. She is the most creative person I know. She makes amazing quilts, and she's always giving, like all the things. Like, I could just go on and gush over her. She helped create the human. I don't want to cry. Gosh, I love her. She created the human that I married, and she helped make him be the person that he is today, who loves me. And because she loved him, he can love me unconditionally. Anyways, obviously you can see I'm very grateful. But I could, in turn, instead of looking at the good of the situations, I could look at things that I don't like about her. Or I could look at things that maybe are a negative mindset. Like, most people do. Because I don't know why it's a thing to like hate your in-laws. I've never really understood that. But so many times I hear people saying stuff like that. And I don't understand the thing. Like when you're girl talking and you're complaining about your spouse, so many times that's what I hear people do. Oh, my husband did this. Oh, my husband didn't do this. Oh, my husband doesn't bend over backwards. He doesn't do the dishes. He doesn't make supper. He doesn't plan dates. Like, I mean, I could come up with a million different things. That's really honestly not a mindset thing that I do, because my mom trained me, do not talk bad about your spouse, especially to other people, because guess what? When you're constantly talking bad, it puts that negative mindset in. And if I'm telling you every single day all the bad things about my husband, all the things that annoy me, all the things that piss me off, guess what? You're not going to like him. You're not going to think that he's cool. You're going to have a negative mindset about him, because all I do is bitch and complain. But if I sit here and I tell you things that are good about him, the things that he does, the sacrifices that he makes for us, the love that he gives us, gosh, I don't know why I'm crying. Obviously, you can tell the difference in the negative attitude versus the positive attitude. When you can look at the positive in the situations, you become overwhelmingly grateful. I don't remember who coined the phrase, but I know Rachel Hollis talks all the time. You cannot be anxious and grateful at the same time. This right here, as I'm going live crying like a baby, is legit proof. I could be anxious about all the things that my husband does wrong, all the things that my kids do wrong, all the things that are wrong with my job. Or I can look at the things that I'm grateful for, and I can look at the good in the situations. And as you can tell, it makes me very emotional to look at the good. But that's because it's so overwhelmingly amazing. And when you look at the good in every single situation, you're always going to feel that. You're always going to be so grateful. You're going to forget about the negative. You're going to forget about all the bad things, because the good things are so good. And obviously, there's some situations where you have to cut the ties with the negativity, with the toxicity. I don't know what the word is. You have to cut ties with that. If somebody is just a bad person, it's okay for you to be selfish and step away from that. It's okay for you to say, no, less time spent there. It is what it is. But how do you, personally, you right now, maybe you are like, okay, Deidre, you're talking to me. I'm a negative person. How do I change this? How do you address that? Where do you even start? The first place is waking up every single morning and taking time for you. Wake up 5 minutes early. And I know you're going to bitch and complain, because guess what? Your negative attitude, like it just is what it is. It's what you know. You're going to bitch and complain and say, oh, I can't wake up early, blah, 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 blah. Wake up 10 minutes early. Like, don't turn on your phone. Quit scrolling Facebook. Quit scrolling Instagram. Quit watching my story for 10 minutes. And sit down and think about what you're grateful for in the day. And really lean into it. And I think I did a video on gratitude journal, so go ahead and just go back and watch that. And it will break down what to do. Sit in the things that you're grateful for. Look at the good. And when you go throughout your day and you feel a negative thought come in your mind, if you feel or think like, oh my gosh, my job, I need you to stop yourself. When you want to say something negative, when you feel the negative, you need to stop and count to 3. Like what I practice with my children is, literally, this is what I do with my kids when they're upset, overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, we need to practice our breathing. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to act like you're my child right now. You need to practice your breathing, so let's count together. Ready? 1. 2. 3. And I literally need you to do that and just refocus yourself and get in like a clear state of mind. Just those deep breaths will help like release that tension. And then what you can also do, something if you are like if you're not in like a different like sitting situation, what you can do, what something's gonna amp up your energy, is literally jump. If you've got a jump in place, I don't care, freaking do it. Jump. It makes, I don't know the science behind it, but it makes your body release those endorphins of happiness. Jump around, jump around, jump around. No, but really, I don't make my kids jump unless they are like having a really bad day, but I will literally shut them in their bedroom we have an energy up playlist, and I say, okay, you have this song, you need to change your attitude. You need to go jump around, go dance, go have a party. And literally what that will do is it changes your mindset, and it like gets your body in a better energy phase. So If you feel a negative thought going through your mind, you need to practice your breathing, 3 big deep breaths. And then you need to say 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for in this situation. So maybe your husband made you crazy because he didn't call you when he got off work, or he's late coming home, whatever. You need to say, I'm grateful for my husband because he works so hard for my family. He gets up at the butt crack of dawn to drive to work every single day to provide for us. I love my husband because he loves my kids so much. He plays with them. He goes above and beyond to cuddle them, to love them, to just show them what a dad is like. He shows them how to love me. He is the most loving person to me. He is the best example of a man that I want my kids to know. He is so amazing. Like, I could go on and on and on. I don't want to cry to you guys again. I've cried 3 times about my gratitude. But just sit there in those situations. Obviously, there's 3 things. You need to list the things, and you need to think into it. Think into it. Get in that moment of gratitude. Get into understanding and feeling it right here, right now. Maybe the problem is your job. Take your 3 deep breaths. And you could say, oh, my boss is a crazy person, and I want to pull my hair out. Maybe that's your negative thought. When you feel that, you need to, your 3 deep breaths, you get it. And then I need you to tell me, what about your job you love? I'll just use my job, for example. Granted, I'm not normally the negative mindset about it. Take my deep breaths. I love my job because I get to give every single day. I get to love you every single day. I get to share my story, and I get to make friends every single day. I have people, here I go again, I have people that I wouldn't know if it wasn't for this. I get to provide for my kids every single day from home. I get to be with them every single day. And I get to help lift the burden off my husband's shoulders. And I make a paycheck to provide for my family. And I can go on and on, but y'all don't need to see me cry about my gratitude. I'm just trying to give you guys tangible, actually, things that I did to change the mindset. When you feel it coming on, breathe, and then get in that gratitude state. What you also need to do is you need to find support. If you realize that you are surrounding yourself with negative people who complain all the time. I don't care if it's your mama or your sister or your best friend. If you realize you are surrounding yourself with negative people, negativity, all the stuff, you need to step away from it, because that doesn't bless you. You have to start distancing yourself. And I'm not saying never talk to your mom again, never talk to your sister again, never talk to your best friend again. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, spend less time in that situation. Or if the talk starts to become negative or toxic, whatever, you have to turn it around. Maybe just say hey, I don't want to talk about this. I'm really trying to change my attitude. No, I don't want to gossip, or I don't want to talk about negative things. If you need extra support, ask for that. Have somebody say, go to your best friend and say, okay, I realize I'm a negative asshole, and I need to do something about this because I don't want to live this life for the rest of my life. Tell them, say, if you hear me complaining, if you hear me being negative, please call me out about it. And then make me tell you 5 things I'm grateful for. Literally get that support. Ask for that help. Be that person to want to be better, because not only are you going to inspire them, but they're going to be there to support you and call you out. Other things you can do is honestly just put sticky notes around your house, things that you're grateful for. Maybe little love notes to yourself. Maybe start doing daily affirmations that you do first thing in the morning, right before you go to bed, whatever, at the end of the night. Have a reflection period. Rate your day. Say, how did I do today? Was I a positive person? Was I a negative person? Another thing you could do is a random act of kindness. Give people compliments. Because guess what? What you put out is what you get back. And if you go throughout your day right now, probably, I don't know, maybe you're that person. If you're at work, if you're grocery shopping, you see someone and you're the first person to judge, and you say, oh my gosh, what is she wearing? Oh my gosh, why is she so annoying? Oh my God, whatever you want to say, I don't know what you say. But whatever you're thinking, whatever you're saying, if you catch yourself doing that, you have to break that cycle. You have to get out of that mindset. So start complimenting people. all day, every day. If you like someone's shirt, freaking tell them. I don't know why, like that was me. I love people's style. I love the way people behave. Like, and I would just never say anything. I would just keep it to myself. Well, one, because I'm introverted. I'm a freaking turtle, like awkward turtle. And so I just wouldn't say anything because I was like, it don't matter. It doesn't care. Like, whatever. I've learned to stop doing that, and I've learned to start complimenting people and telling people. If I like their dress, I'm going to tell them I like their dress. If I love their hair, I'm going to be like, girl, your hair is on point. If whatever it may be, I compliment them. And I let them know, because guess what? That's going to brighten their day. But then I'm also looking at the good. I'm also looking for the positive. The other, and probably most important part of changing your mindset is what you're telling yourself and what you're giving to your body every single day. Excuse me. So, personal development, it's a life changer. Literally, it's literally a life changer. The ways that the books that I used to get out of that negative mindset was, the first one was You Are a Badass. Like, it was amazing. It really helped me learn how I mattered and learn how I made a difference. I also really, really love Girl Wash Your Face is the one that I really, really love. Girl Wash Your Face, just because it made me realize, like, the power that I had, like, the ability, like, that life, it wasn't just plopped on my lap and, like, whatever. So those are two of my favorite, like, personal growth books. Chalene Johnson, her old podcast, it's called The Chalene Show, but I listened to her podcast, like, way back in the day. Her new stuff I haven't really listened to. I know there for a while it got on, like, nutrition and stuff, but the stuff before that was all about negativity and, like, changing the toxic people around you and really dealing with that. And that was huge for me. So go to Stitcher and check out her podcast. But those are just some tangible things that I think would be super helpful. And I feel like this live is very, very long, but it's so, so important, because if you're looking throughout your day, comparing yourself to everybody else, complaining all day long, guess what? Your life is never going to change. You're going to be stuck in this Groundhog Day, this mood, this attitude of ungratefulness, of just feeling not enough. And I don't want that for you. Every single day I pray that you're strong enough to take the first steps into becoming more grateful, more happier, proud, positive, because I want you to be the good. I want to be the light in your life that says, oh my gosh, look at her, how she changed her life. I can do that too. I want for you to feel amazing, and I want you to see your power, and I want you to know that you're made for more. But the thing is, I can want that, and excuse me, and I can believe that, and I can know that. Oh, country internet. Oh, hey friends. Okay, so sorry about that. But I can know that, I can believe that, I can understand that. If you don't believe in yourself and your self-worth, nothing will change. So I can sit here and say it all day long, but until you start taking action to change your mindset, until you start doing something to be a more positive person, nothing is going to change. So I believe in you. I know you can, and I know that you deserve this life of happiness. I know you deserve a life of love. What are you going to do about it to make that life happen? Happy Friday.